Okay, hello P5. This is Miss Evelyn here, and today we are going to be learning about woodpeckers. As you can see, there are a couple of pictures of woodpeckers on the screen. So let's start. What is a woodpecker? I'm sure you could have guessed from the first picture, a woodpecker is a type of bird. We can tell that a woodpecker is a type of bird because we can see some special body parts that only birds have. Give it a couple of seconds and have a little think about what those body parts could be. Okay, I'm going to bring up the picture of the woodpecker again. Let's see. What special body parts does that bird have? So we've got these guys. They are feathers. And over here, what they use to fly, we have the wings. And finally, what they have instead of a mouth, this guy, a beak. So we've got beaks, wings, and feathers. Those are some things that make birds special. Okay, so the bird we're learning about today is called an acorn woodpecker. So these woodpeckers, you can see them down here, are called acorn woodpeckers because they mainly eat acorns, which is this guy, round nut here, which grow on oak trees over here. So the oak tree grows the acorn and the woodpecker eats it. But let's see if we know what things some other trees grow. So oak trees are acorns, but what does an apple tree grow? Pretty sure you can guess this one. So we've got apple trees, Scots pine, and hazel trees. So let's see. Let's start over here with the hazelnut. Which one of these trees do we think grows the hazelnut? If you said hazel tree, we can see we've got yellow and yellow. Well done. The hazelnut comes from the hazel tree. And then over here, we've got pine cone. This circle is either going to be red for apple tree or blue for Scots pine. And the pine cone grows on Scots pine. The pine cone grows on the pine tree. And then finally, we've got the apple. I'm pretty sure we all know this one grows on the apple tree. All right, well done, everybody. So, while they are called acorn woodpeckers, they do have other methods of finding food and they do eat other things. So, let's have a little think about what we can see the woodpecker eat in here. Don't know if you can see this in the circle. What is that bird chasing? It is a fly. They also eat flies. And another thing that they eat, I don't know if you guys are going to get this one, is called sap. Sap is a liquid inside the tree. It's almost like the tree's blood. That is the sap. And the woodpecker can make a little cut in the tree and drink the sap, which has a lot of energy and nutrients in it for the woodpecker. So we've got flies and we've got sap and we've got, of course, acorns from the oak tree. Okay, so storing food. Just like the other animals we've learnt about, I've got two pictures of them here. I wonder if you can remember their names. So we've got this guy, uses a lot of sticks for his house. He builds dams, and he lives in North America. That is the North American beaver. And then down here, this guy, we learnt about him last week, likes to bury nuts for winter. That is a squirrel. So the other animals we've learnt about, beavers and squirrels, woodpeckers, store their food in creative and clever ways. Acorn woodpeckers work together, drilling holes to hide their acorns in for winter. So they drill holes. Where do they drill these holes? In trees. These are where they are drilling their holes. We can see here we've got loads and loads of holes in these trees, and some of them have acorns in already. This woodpecker's getting ready to put another acorn in the tree, and this guy has probably just dropped off his acorn here. We can see he's got a lot more acorns in his tree. Okay, so granary trees. That is what these trees are called, granary trees. The trees the woodpeckers drill holes into to store their nuts are called granary trees. Each woodpecker family will use the same granary tree for generations, and up to 20 woodpeckers use the same tree. So let's see. Generations. I wonder if anybody knows what that means. So a generation in a family is, so your parents, your mum and your dad are one generation, and you are the next generation after them, you and maybe your brothers or your sisters. And then above that, 2 generations above you are your grandparents, your grandma or your granddad. Okay, so each generation of the family are the people who are the same age. So the next generation would be your children, if you have children. There we go. So each woodpecker family will use the same granary tree for generations, meaning they will pass it down to their children, and their parents have passed it down to them. And up to 20 woodpeckers in the same family will use the same tree. We can see there's a lot of acorns in these trees. There's more than enough for just one woodpecker, so up to 20 woodpeckers can eat from the same tree. Very nice. So what is a granary? Why are they called granary trees? So we call the trees an acorn woodpecker family stores their food in a granary tree, as a granary is a building used by humans to store grains used to make porridge or flour for bread. So we call these guys a granary tree because they are storing their food in there. And a granary is where we store our food, where we used to store our food back in the day. So yeah, historically we used granaries, and now woodpeckers are still using granary trees to protect their food. Okay, so now we're on to our quiz. We're ending the lesson with a quiz. I'm going to ask you to name 2 bird body parts. We looked at 3 right at the start of the lesson. So what do they have instead of a mouth, like we have? What do they use to fly? And what is their body covered in? So those are the 3 words we had. Here are the pictures. I wonder if you can remember. So instead of a mouth, they have a beak. What they use to fly, they use their wings, and their whole bodies are covered in feathers. Nice one, guys. Okay. Next question. What do we call the tree where woodpeckers store their food? Do we call it the bakery tree, the market tree, or the granary tree? Let's see. So well done if you said granary. Remember this picture? And a granary is where we store grains for our bread. Okay, let's go. How many woodpeckers can use the same granary tree? Is it A, only one woodpecker, B, 20 woodpeckers, or C, 12 woodpeckers? Let's see. Well done, everybody, if you said 20. Nice one. And then our next question. What does a Scots pine tree grow? Does it grow pine cones, pine circles, or pine fruits? Let's see. Here's the picture of the pine tree again. And the pine tree grows pine cones. And there's a picture of a pine cone as well, just in case you forgot. There we go. Is that the end of the lesson? I think this is the end of the lesson, you guys. Well done, everybody. Thank you for your time today. And I will let you get back to what you are doing. Bye, guys.